What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sun and Pop's Culture. I'm Sun,
And I'm Pops.
and this is episode 56.
56?
56, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is 56.
It
All
is
right. Yeah.
56.
Cool. I forgot about 55. All right. Cool.
That should tell you how
Yeah.
last week's episode went.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So what do we do here, Dad?
Oh, what we do here at Sun and Pops Culture is give you our takes on movies, music, video games, comic books, literature, sports, and a little slice of life. We might touch all bases, we might touch some bases, but that's what we do here.
That's us.
Yeah, Son and Pops. Where can they find us at, son?
You can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and now YouTube
The
at,
YouTubes.
yeah, at Sun and Pop's Culture. All one word. We have highlights and stuff, longer formatted on YouTube.
Hmm.
Because people are just asking, dying to see more of us.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
It is.
I put my contacts in for the people tonight, baby. So
You did. I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
something was
yeah.
different.
So I'm hoping you're wearing sunglasses, folks. I'd hate to
Yeah.
blind you. I hate to blind you with all this radiance. Hey, before we get into it, I went to your Uncle Chet's today to drop off some stuff for the girls. And your little cousin Katie saw me, and the first thing she said to me, the first thing she looked at me, she went, "You look better with your glasses on." I said, "Oh, thank you, Katie. Thank you, my
Wow.
7-year-old niece. I appreciate that." And I just like went in the
Cutthroat.
house. I said, "I come bearing gifts," and I just walked away. I was like, "Man, cut me right to the bone."
Mm.
But yeah. So it's pretty funny, pretty funny. So yeah, here we are, folks. Check us out on the YouTube. My son did a hell of a job setting that page up. I was highly impressed, buddy. Highly impressed. So yeah, sorry.
I do it for the people.
Yeah, do it for the people, for the culture, for the culture. So yeah, I guess we'll start where we start every episode, right?
Yeah, with this week's drink.
Yeah. This week's drink started off as a 21-year-old's quest to find his favorite drink, and has since evolved or devolved into us just drinking whatever we feel like drinking that week. And what do you got for the people this week, bud? So I know what I got.
This week,
Your mom's giving us a
she
hard time about
was.
not coordinating. Like it's like I mean
Yeah.
we're drinking shit. Like so I mean that's a win.
That's what
Yeah,
matters.
that's what matters. We're drinking.
And
So
it's
yeah,
different every week.
yeah, yeah,
It might repeat
yeah.
more
Hey,
often than
it
not.
may, it may, but
Um,
you know,
this week I had what you had last episode.
twisted tea.
Oh,
No,
sorry. No, I
no,
thought
no.
last episode was the vodka and
Oh,
Sprite.
vodka and Sprite. Oh, okay,
So,
okay,
yeah, that's
nice.
what I have.
Okay, nice, nice. Well, I got an oldie but goodie: vodka and cranberry. Pip pip cheerio. You know,
Classic.
you know what's funny though? Lately, I've been hearing people say cranberry and vodka. What's your thoughts on that?
I
I like to lead with the liquor first.
I think you should.
Yeah, Captain and Coke.
Yeah, I've
Rum and
never heard
Coke.
someone say cranberry and
I've heard
vodka.
it a couple times. A
That
couple
doesn't
times.
flow well.
Cranberry and vodka. It's like, oh
Doesn't flow
yeah,
well.
you
Well,
know,
if you say vodka cranberry, you can even shorten it and say, "Can I get a vodka cran?"
that's your generation for sure.
I
Because
know. I
you
usually don't
guys,
say that,
you
but
guys shorten everything.
you're
So
right. But
yeah,
it's easier. I don't say
yeah,
it, but it's easier to text too. You just say
yeah. Vodka cran.
vodka
People know
cran.
what you mean.
You,
Yeah,
you don't even have to say and. You just say
yeah.
vodka
Just
cran.
vodka cran. Yeah, like one word. Skodan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, right, right. I just at your mom last night we made Moscow mules. She's like, "You want a Moscow mule, babe?" And I said, "Yeah, easy on the ginger." She said, "What?" I said, "Heavy on the vodka, easy on the ginger." She was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, it was that kind of night. It was that kind of night. But
Yeah.
I only had like two, but it was,
Hmm.
we had a nice fire, sipped on those. It was pretty nice.
That's
But
nice.
anyway, so
Uh,
hey,
go. Oh yeah. Cheers. Cheers.
cheers, bud.
Going back on the vodka cran thing, that's like my panic drink at a bar. If I go up to the bar
And they
and
asked you
like
too fast.
yeah, they ask me too fast, my mind goes blank.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
what I'm gonna say.
Like vodka cran.
Yeah.
At least you don't say white Russian or something. They'd be like, what? No. I want a
Um,
Negroni. Like a what? Yeah. It's funny. I've discovered through the course of this show, though, and being at the liquor store consistently, especially in the beginning,
hmm
because we weren't trying to repeat for like the first, I think, 20 episodes. We didn't repeat.
That was a while.
Yeah. And I mean, I was mixing up drinks that I'd never even had. But I discovered a lot of nice liquors that I like, you know. And I'm like, man, that would be my go-to. But I get it and then I drink it and then I'm like, damn it, I gotta go to the store again. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the sucky thing. Or you want to drink and it's like, oh, I need, it's kind of like
Yeah.
cooking. I need
Yeah. I need
this
this.
ingredient. And
Yeah.
you're like, I'm only
Yeah.
going to use it for this
Yeah,
drink.
for this drink. Yeah, I have so many bitters upstairs right now. I have
Mm,
orange bitters, regular bitters, walnut bitter, smoked walnut bitters, like all these bitters. Now the smoked walnut
yeah.
though, it's gonna come into play here in the fall. I make this old fashioned, but I use the smoked walnut bitters. It's a fall drink. It's pretty good.
hmm
It's pretty good, yeah. But yeah, I have that. I have so much triple sec, so much stuff from the beginning. I bought so many
Yeah.
mixers like that were liquor. You know what I mean? So it's like yeah, that's just sitting there until the next time we decide to make a tequila sunrise or like it's just like,
hmm
but oh, it's all good. Little bar, accidental bar was built, you know, through the course of the podcast.
Yeah.
But you'll have that. So yeah, what are we getting into tonight, bud?
Uh, what I have, it's kind of all over the place. We
I
have
like
some
that.
music,
What?
some sports,
Okay,
some
okay,
TV,
okay. A little bit of
movies too.
anime,
Yeah,
movies. Yeah,
the usual.
maybe some literature. We'll see. Doubtful,
Maybe.
but you never know. But yeah,
Never know. It depends
it's
how the rest of
and
this drink goes.
hey, little bit of sports because we got to talk about some
Yeah.
things for real up here in Steeler Nation. Good God. But anyways, all right, go ahead. Start us off, bud. Start us off.
All right. So if you've been listening, fans out there, we at a couple episodes ago, I mentioned Drake and SZA and their
Yes, you
relationship,
did. Yes, you did.
and I might have asked, I'm surprised they haven't made a song together.
Right.
And as of September 15th, their
Sure enough.
song "Slime You Out" dropped.
Okay, so that's the song where he used Halle Berry getting slammed as like the picture, and she's pissed
Yes,
about it. I didn't know what was
that's
going
what
on
I
with
was
that.
gonna
Yeah,
talk
okay,
about.
sorry. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
So, so Drake has a new album coming out the 22nd. He makes a new album every year.
I was gonna say, what number album is this for Drake?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Last year he had two album in the same, like every year he comes out with an album, and every year there's like a couple songs, that are hits, and
Yeah.
some age great, some don't. But he's
Didn't he
Drake,
didn't he say he
regardless.
was going back to old Drake? Isn't that what he said?
I don't know.
You
I
know
really
what?
don't know. I know he's doing this whole tour with, and he has like this kid, this Drake lookalike from when he was younger, and it starts with him like in a bed or whatever, and he's like the Degrassi theme plays. It's like
Oh
supposed to be
yeah.
his whole life. I don't know.
Okay.
People said
Okay.
the tour's cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
So he might be going back to old Drake. I don't know.
Huh. What did you so all right, so explain this song to
So
me.
yes, he has the album coming out. He this was a single for the album, and it released on his Instagram. He posted a picture of Halle Berry covered in Nickelodeon slime. It was from like an awards way back when.
Yeah, yeah.
And he posted that picture and tagged SZA, and I don't even know if he captioned it, but he said, said dropping the 15th or whatever, the single. So that
Mm-hmm.
was that was like the press for it. It's not the pick out. That's not the cover of the song of the
Yeah.
single. It was just for the ad. But yeah, I
Okay.
guess he didn't ask for Halle Berry's
Permission.
permission to
Yeah.
use it,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
she's just upset about it.
Which is anyways, yeah. She was like, I thought he was better than that. Like that type of thing. I had
Yeah,
thought we had
yeah.
like, were you serious? He could have used a picture of anybody covered in slime. It would have meant the same thing. Like, I don't know. People are funny.
Mm,
What if he had a
any
pit?
any other hot attractive woman. Yes. That's all
Yeah.
that's all I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. Like, yeah, it
Yeah.
would have been the
Yeah.
same reaction. Not anyone. Like if it was like I'm just trying to think of a random guy
Yeah.
actor, it wouldn't have the same reaction,
Right. Right. I don't know.
connotation.
But I don't know. I don't know, but I
Well,
don't
I
know.
mean, you would at least want someone to be like, hey, I use this.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. For me, it's just like I feel like the slime is the important thing, not the person that's covered in it. But I guess I mean I could be wrong.
I think it's both. It's the fact it was Halle Berry. I mean, you've talked about Halle Berry.
Hey, let's get ratchet. Let's get ratchet.
That's what I mean.
Halle
Like,
Berry. Go ahead. Oh,
that's
yeah,
all I'm saying. Like,
yeah, she is on that
that's
Michelle Pfeiffer level. Yeah, that's
part
true.
of the marketing.
Yeah, that's very true.
And the
That's true.
song's called Slime You Out.
Slime you out.
There's some connotation with
That's just
that.
yeah. I mean, I'd say, God. I mean, can you
So
say
at
that?
least
Can you say that sexy? Is that like a sexy
mm,
text message? How do you say
SZA,
that?
SZA can.
SZA can, yeah. SZA can say a lot though. Hey, so after I talked to you, or after the last time we talked about Drake and SZA, I ended up listening to Marvin's Room on my way to work. It
Mm,
actually came on. I didn't look for it, but it came on my playlist. And I
okay.
said, oh shit. So now I'm listening because you had said, and now like, is that girl in there talking? Is that SZA?
It's not her.
It's not her. Okay. But I'm
Not
just
like
like,
actually her, but people
yeah.
say like, oh, that's who he's talking to.
I was like, oh wow. I was like, this is kind of deep.
Because you
I'm
gotta
like,
listen to that and then you gotta listen to the latest song she was featured on with Travis
yeah,
Scott.
Travis
And it's
Scott.
kind of like a mirror. Her verse.
Oh, I just had a thought, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying her verse in Marvin's Room.
Yeah, Marvin's Room. Yeah, yeah.
It's like a mirror.
Yeah, that's what you said. I will have to
You
listen to it.
you never
No,
heard
I've
it,
heard
so
it.
you
Yeah,
don't
so I have to
know.
listen to it. What's
Like,
the
yeah,
what's the song called?
telekinesis. Her
Telekinesis.
yeah, her verse is until the end though. So you have to get through the
Okay.
first like 2 minutes,
Hey, have
3 minutes.
you so Travis Scott, he has babies, but what's the name her?
I thought
Kylie?
he just has one. Yeah.
No, does he have just the one? No, they have two.
They
They have
do.
two. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you know who she's dating now, right? I'm gonna digress for a minute. You know who she's dating now, right? Real public,
Isn't
all kind of PDA.
isn't it Bad Bunny?
No, she's dating Timothy Chalamet now,
Oh. Oh, it was
and
the other one that's dating Bad Bunny.
it's like the most. No, I think she may have been
Or
briefly
Bad
dating Bad
Baby.
Bunny.
What's his name?
Bad
Is
Bunny,
it
I
Bad?
think,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like
She's still dating Timothy Chalamet?
yeah, and it's like the most absurd. I'm gonna look it up right now to
I didn't know
make
they're
sure.
still dating.
It's only been going on for a hot second, like not real
It's
long.
been a couple months.
Her and Timothy Chalamet. No, it hasn't, bud. No, it hasn't. But anyways,
It's
they're
been a
doing all
couple.
this. Okay, it's been as long as it's been. That's about all. I don't feel like it's been a couple months. I really don't. But I know they're doing a lot of PDA, and and it's just like funny to me. And that's really all I want to say. It's just funny to me that she's dating him because people tend to track and trend a certain way, is all I'm saying. And the fact that she's dating him is just like, oh, that's interesting. Like
That is
it's just
interesting.
very on like a lot of levels. So
It
it must
is.
it must be that episode of SpongeBob when it was opposite day. and that's how they ended up together. Because what in the hell?
I know. I also am like, you hear, if you ever watched interviews with him, it's like he obviously, I don't want to say intellectual, but he has some thought behind his, eyes. Like
Oh
just
yeah,
him talking about like acting and stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, what do they talk about? That's what I
Right,
think.
right. Like what could they
What
possibly
do they
talk
talk
about?
about? Because, I just seem like two different personalities.
Well, I mean, I watched him when he was on SNL, and I actually thought he was funny. And like
Hmm.
funny and like he had to have some insight into the stuff he was doing to be as funny as he was, not just like go out there and say this or do this. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like when he was making fun of when he was pretending to be like a rapper,
Oh
like
yeah, that was
that shit
funny.
was
Yeah.
funny to me because he's like, he ain't got that yeet. He ain't got that. And I was like, that's funny. Like I was like, that's actually really funny to me.
Hmm.
But so I don't know. So yeah, that's an interesting couple that I'm going to keep my eye on, and we shall see. We shall see where it unfolds. Hopefully, he doesn't end up like Kanye West. But yeah. I feel like Kim's the only one that devours men. Like that they just get devoured and
Yeah.
they're never the same. Like I mean, like Scott, he was with Courtney, and he just, he was the same when they started as when it ended. He's just like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
Scott, you know, and I mean, Lamar Odom was with Chloe, and he was a mess when he got with her, and he was a mess when he left. But Kim, dudes ain't the same afterwards. They just
Yeah.
ain't this. They just ain't the same. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I
So
think
anyway,
it is just her because the other ones, yeah, like Travis Scott's fine.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Travis is
just
just,
Tyga's fine.
yeah. They're just like, hey, I'm out here
So I
doing
think
me.
it's just
It's just Kim.
yeah.
It's poison. Never trust a big butt and a smile. That's what the song said, bud. The song said.
Very
So,
true.
yeah. Hey, wise words. 1990. Watch had me all messed up. My freshman year was like, never trust a big butt and a smile.
What's he mean?
What's he mean? There ain't no big butts in this school. Like I was like a big booty.
Then the first time it
Yeah.
comes
Then
around,
you're like, oh, oh, what was that? It was like I'm forgetting something. I was warned against this. Oh, yeah. So, anyways. So yeah,
okay,
I'm gonna check that song out. So yeah,
yeah, it's a Travis Scott song. It's pretty decent.
yeah, cool.
The Slime You Out, it's okay.
Yeah, that's what
I
you
was
said. Yeah,
actually
you're just
like
like, ah,
kind of disappointed.
yeah. Maybe it'll grow on you. Maybe
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe.
Mm.
Yeah, like Drake's music's just hit or miss for me
I
now.
hear you. I hear you.
I
Yeah.
just because he comes out with one a year,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I just feel like just mass produced, like definitely a quantity of a quality.
Yeah, and the number of features he's on every year too. Like he's as
Mm-hmm.
out there constantly.
He is. I'm like, how does he have time? I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But his
Any
features usually they are good. I'm not gonna lie. Like I know he has a ghostwriter, but
Yeah. Right.
usually,
Right.
I mean, he just knows how to deliver.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I mean, there's something to be said. No, actually, I've never been a fan of rappers having people rate their stuff because it's like I feel like 90% of what you do as a rapper, well, it used to be 90% of what you did was
Hmm.
your actual writing, but now it just seems like I don't even know.
It's about the
Just
showmanship
yeah,
too.
now it's the showmanship. But it used to be just like you. I mean, think about this. This is a hot take. A hot take. You say how you say what you want, but Eminem has a very annoying voice. All right. Eminem's voice is fucking annoying. Eminem has that stereotypical when comedians make fun of how white guys sound. He has that voice. But his
Now or
lyric
back then,
when he
his
first
voice
came
has
out,
changed.
well, Slim Shady, the thing that made
So back then,
The thing
hmm
that made the albums that made Eminem, that's
hmm
what he sounded like. But his lyrics were freaking next level godlike. You know what I mean? So no one cared how bad his voice was. No one cared. He had a dope delivery, he had dope lyrics, but he talked like this. You know, you know what I mean? And that's
he
the
did that on
truth.
purpose though.
But I'm just saying. I'm
Okay,
just
okay,
saying.
okay.
So it wasn't like it was like he basically made his whole thing on because he could spit. His bars were better than anybody's out there to the point where people were fearful. They wouldn't say anything bad about him, you know.
Hmm.
So it's just different, but it's different now. Like these guys are out here rapping. Like you said, it's more showmanship now than actual, like, I guess, lyrical skill, you know.
Depending for like yeah the artist, I think.
Um, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think of like a modern like MC, someone as you would call
The
an
person you
MC.
love is J. Cole.
Yeah, J. Cole, but J. Cole, geez, he's what? How many years in the game now? Or is J. Cole 12?
Longer,
That's what I
longer than
mean.
that.
Like I wouldn't. He said it best. He's the middle child, bud. He's the
Hmm.
gap between like what I came up with and what's like current. He's like
Yeah.
right in the middle of that. You
But
got
yeah,
some.
definitely more nowadays. It's not, it's about the showmanship. It's about the spectacle, just how it makes you feel.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Like yeah. You know that one song? I was over. Was that your uncle's? Where was I? And that song came on with Lil Uzi Vert, the one he made the dance to, that dance he
oh
does.
yeah, I just want to rock.
Yeah, the
I just
girls were doing. Yeah, they were doing a
I
TikTok,
just
and
want to
that's
rock. Yeah.
that song came on, and I was like, "Oh shit, I know this song." I was like, "This does
Hmm.
get you." I was like, "This does get you
It
hype."
does.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yeah,
was
it's
like, "It's
just
just yeah, like
him
it's
shooting the music video in Philly. People were just all over the streets,
yeah, yeah."
just doing the dance.
So
And
I mean, so there's something
that's
to be
just the
said
point
for
of the
that.
song. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
the art change. I mean, they're still lyricist
yeah,
artists, but they're not who you're hearing about because that's just not what's selling.
So maybe I'm just thinking and talking at the same time. Maybe things haven't changed as much as I like to say they have. Because back even when we had like Rakim, who was, the god, you still had Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff making like
Hmm.
happy little songs that people dance to. You still had Latrim talking about we like the cars that go boom, which is such a horrible song. But you get what I'm saying? So maybe it's always been like that. It's just the more catchy popular songs now are just the ones where they're not lyrically heavy. They're more just like a,
Hmm.
a vibe.
I
Yeah.
think you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Like it's always been like that, but more so like back in your day, that stuff was also selling.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, like the stuff with thought,
Yeah. Yeah.
whereas this isn't as much. Like, there's you have some stuff. I can't think of anything off the top of my head,
Yeah.
but anything Kendrick puts out
Right.
will be a hit. But it's not gonna be as big as Drake talking
Right.
about
Right.
whatever, just
I'm
being
just
Drake.
saying you could do better. Tell me. Yeah. Yeah. Even that was a good song.
That was a good song, and that was
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah. I remember Chris called me was like, Matt, Marvin's room. I was like, okay. He was like, no, Matt,
Oh,
Marvin's room. And I
yeah.
was like, okay. He's like, no, more. I said, okay, I
But
will
that song
listen to
has
it.
thought behind it.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
That's a bad example.
So, but I'm just saying he was all
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
All
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. You know. See, he has to say my name at least 3 times when he tells me something new. That's like how it works. Matt, what? Matt, what? Matt. I'm like, all right, bro.
Mm.
But anyways, yeah. I think we actually covered some ground there, bridging the gap right there. That's the culture generation gap. Yeah, I forgot to say East meets West, young meets old. Oh my
You
gosh,
did.
I did. Oh,
It's
hey
okay.
people, sorry.
It's no, it's
I know it's your
moving
favorite
on.
part. Yeah, I know it's your favorite part, but I just was like, wait a second, I left out the best part.
20
But
minutes later.
yeah, yeah. But where we at?
So do you want to move on to sports now?
You want to do sports now?
I think, I think
Okay.
so.
All right. So what's up? Sports talk. How's your
Um,
fantasy team doing?
so far so good. I'm in two leagues, and I won both of my games, my first game.
Really?
So
Really?
yeah,
Look at
solid,
you.
solid teams. We'll see how this week goes. It's always unpredictable. You're always dealing with just people, you know, just
Yeah.
having good days and bad days.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's why you play the game on
Yeah.
any given Sunday.
But I wanted to say I should have said this last week, but the NFL season started and it saw the most black quarterbacks starting ever with
Was
14.
14, really?
14, most ever.
Wow. But I remember when Doug Williams won the Super Bowl with the Washington Redskins, and that was in 87, maybe. And he was the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
Wow.
So, yeah, and he was like one of the only black quarterbacks in the league. And
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure he got cut like 2 years after that, which is crazy to think about. Yeah, that's pretty wild. I'm guessing you didn't have Kenny Pickett as your starter last week.
No, if anyone did, like, why? I'm just
Yeah.
saying that you gotta think of he's definitely a backup. Um, for
What? Oh,
fantasy.
for
For
fantasy,
fantasy,
for
you would
fantasy. Okay,
never want
but
him to start.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. This is your thing.
No, no. San Francisco definitely showed that they're a contender again.
Yeah, I
And made
mean,
the Steelers look bad.
hey, the one dude said it's gonna take a while to wash that stink off, and I said, you damn right.
Hmm.
And we just look bad,
They look bad. But
and
I mean, it was a very good team.
yeah, but this is my thing with the Steelers. Even when we're good, we're never like this like super exciting team to watch. I feel like it's never like that. It's just like we're going to put up like 28 points at the most. We're going to win like 28-17. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be just like a game. We never like get in the shootouts with people where it's like 41-42 because at least that keeps it exciting. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know. I love Pittsburgh. I love the Steelers, but I just man, it's just like man, our style of play like basically, if we're down like 14 nothing, I'm like, well, this might be over. You know what I
No,
mean?
no. Big Ben had one of the most fourth quarter comebacks
But how
in
far
a
was it?
quarter.
What was his biggest deficit he ever came back from? Not being behind. I'm just
I
saying,
don't
what was
know
the
off the
biggest?
top of my
But I'm
head.
just saying because there's like running from behind, you could be down 3 points,
Hmm.
or you could be like down two touchdowns. You know, and the way our offense is, if our defense is already giving up points, and it
But
turns into
that's because of the coordinator.
is that why? I don't know.
Ye-
It just I
Yes,
feel like
I'm not, I really don't know the play calling and stuff, but he's not good. He's not good. And it shows someone I know that loves sports. I was like, man, last week Kenny Pickett scored the last like minute,
is that
right?
what happened? I was
Yeah, he
asleep.
scored the last minute of the second quarter. And I was like, man, and it would be his third. Like he's done that. He did that twice last season, like
Okay.
last minute before the end of the quarter. I was like, what's with him and being able to do this? And my friend was just like, well, that's usually when the offensive coordinator isn't calling the plays because no huddles and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
He's
Okay.
not good. And it was the same way with Ben. He's
Interesting.
I forget the statistic, but it was something crazy. It was like X amount of games where he's been offensive coordinator, they haven't scored above 20 points. It was like a
Wow.
majority. It was
Wow.
bad. He's not
Wow.
good. And it
Hmm.
shows.
There's a have you ever seen Any Given Sunday? Oliver Stone movie about
Nah,
football?
no, I know it
Yeah.
though. It's Al Pacino.
LL Cool J's in it. He plays like this star running back. And like the offensive coordinator trying to tell him to do something. And he's like, what? LL's like, what? He's like, you're the offensive coordinator. like that's how he addresses him, like basically
Mm,
with zero respect. And I remember being like, oh, that's a thing. So I guess it is a thing. Like you're the guy that like calls the plays that nobody wants to listen to. But I don't remember the last time anyone said we had a good offensive coordinator. I really don't. I feel like
yeah.
every year
Every
it's like
year.
everybody says this is the offensive coordinator. I'm like, well, goddamn, like if this job is so crucial, why are we having such a hard time finding a good
Yeah.
one?
Well, I
So,
think the Steelers' big thing is they stay in the community. Not but it's
uh,
like, oh, like so and so was this person's coach.
yeah,
Let's bring them up. Like, I don't
yeah,
think they really
shop
outsource. I
around.
don't really know. I like
Yeah,
again, I'm not
yeah.
I don't know that stuff. But what I want, but no, I did not start. Can you pick it?
Okay,
No, I did not.
okay.
Another thing with sports was Aaron Rodgers. I know you wanted to talk about him.
How much time did he actually play? 5 minutes?
I
How
think it
much
was.
actual football time on the
I think
clock? Is it the
I
first
I
series?
want to say it was like 4 snaps.
Oh my god. Blew out his Achilles. He's done, son. That's his season. Like, so that cool little handshake with the yeah, that's all you got to remember this season by Jets. Like it was like, oh my
Very
gosh.
sad.
Oh my gosh, man. Like, hey, that was crazy. I was like, wait, what? I woke up the next day
I
and was
felt
like, wait,
so
what's
bad for like him for the Jets. Like
did they do a hard knocks on them this year? Like HBO hard knocks following the Jets?
I think
Maybe.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They're gonna like people are gonna really pay attention to those clips when he wasn't like doing his like warm-ups and no, I'm joking.
Mm.
You can't really warm up your tendon, but I mean, but yeah, it's
He
crazy.
I noticed I wasn't watching the game, but I had a receiver on my fantasy team, and I was like, oh man, why isn't he popping off like I thought? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh, you're like,
he has
oh,
the quarterback that was replaced with Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers throwing
yeah.
to him.
How about the backup was like probably asleep. He probably like had his like feet up and like they were like, yo, he was like, what? Like he was like, what? And they were like, no, you're
Probably,
going in. He's like,
yeah.
it's the first series. They're like, yeah, well, it's the season, so let's go. Like, oh,
Hmm.
I'm the starter again. How you like me now, bitches? I'd be talking shit. I'd be like, how you like me now? Oh wow, that's
Well,
crazy.
the one thing that was sad that everyone's saying sad was Garrett Wilson. That's the guy he does the handshake with.
Yeah.
He, in the locker room after it happened, all he said was sorry, kid.
Oh man,
And I was just
yeah,
like, man, that's
yeah, because
tough.
they're ready to light things up this year.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I mean, see if he comes back. We'll see. I
Next
don't
year.
I don't know a lot about Aaron Rodgers style play. I mean, that guy, I feel like that's the guy who like won a Super Bowl and then like held on to that for like the rest of his career. Like
He
they
won three MVPs.
yeah,
MVP.
yeah.
after.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. See, I don't.
Yeah.
So
His last one was 2 years ago.
really,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. See, I don't know a lot about him. I don't even know if he's like a mobile quarterback or what he
I
is.
don't
Like,
know about that
yeah,
either.
I don't know. Like if he stays in the pocket, I don't know. Like I
I
fake
don't
the
know.
funk.
I don't know
I
that
fake the
lingo.
funk,
Me
but
too.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just know
So
numbers.
yeah, I do know this at 10 o'clock tonight. By the time you people have heard this, it'll be over. But Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes are taking it to Colorado State. That's all I know. That's all I know. Yeah, what you said to me yesterday, he's like your new messiah. I was
He
like, I
is.
was
Just
like,
keep talking about it. I'm like, have you ever watched one of his games? He keeps
yes.
on.
And what when he was a pro, yeah, I fuck with
No, I
Dion.
mean
Oh,
the games now you're talking about.
yeah. I watched a little bit. I watched a little bit, not a
Are
lot.
you
A little bit.
watching the
A little
college
bit. Yeah, I
games?
watched a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
did. Like a little bit,
okay.
not a lot, but a little bit. I'll probably watch some of the game tonight because it doesn't start till 10. So
That's
that's
but
crazy.
yeah,
But it's
that's
West
like
Coast. Yeah.
yeah, that's I mean they're central time.
But so this is the thing. This is my pet peeve today because it's been a long time coming. Um, since I've talked about this gentleman. But Dwayne Johnson
Knew it.
was on game day today. It's like the first time the Colorado Buffaloes have been on game day on ESPN in like some ridiculous amount of years.
Okay.
And Dwayne Johnson was on there today wearing a Buffalo jersey with the number 2 on it, hyping up Colorado. And it's like, rah, rah. And I was just like, I mean, Dion gave him a pair of glasses. He went into like rock mode for a minute. And I was just like, I called your uncle. I was like, this just rings false to me, bro. He's like, why? I said, because Dwayne Johnson played football for the fucking U. He played for Miami University. So I feel like, how dare you? Like, you played for like a big time school. So I don't care what they asked you to do. You could have went on that show and hyped him up, but you put the fucking jersey on. You put the jersey on of Colorado and you went to Miami. It's crazy. So then your Uncle Chet says to me, well, Michael Irvin did the same thing. And I was like, what are you talking about right now? I was like, these guys are hyping Dion up so much that they're going against like their core values. It's crazy to me. It's crazy
Money.
to me. It's crazy. But whereas I said,
But you getting paid.
but I said to your uncle, the thing that I like about Dion is that none of this is new to him. Like the media, all the coverage, he's literally been down this road before. So
Hmm.
I don't think any of this is going to affect how he coaches at all. Like he's not going to feed into the hype because he knows nothing but hype since he like got out of high school. You see what I'm saying? So it's just to him, I feel like because I notice the things his statements he makes are still just positive. He talks about the young athletes and making them into better men. Like he's not talking crazy. And I feel like that's what they want. I feel like they want like 90s prime and he's not giving it to him. He's giving him Coach Prime, which I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah, keep doing that because this hype machine, as soon as you lose 2 or 3, it's going to be a totally different thing. Because right now, not that I'm an expert, but I feel like there's a whole bunch of fucking alumni hounding these big time colleges about finding their fucking Dion, finding their big X player, marquee player that wants to be a coach and bringing that X factor to their recruiting and all that stuff. I'm telling you, he's going to change. He's going to change college football. I'm telling you, if he's successful, which it looks like he very well may be. But
But it's
anyways,
only week 3.
it is, but he wasn't projected to like win any games.
Hmm.
So if like your uncle Chad said, he's like if he gets a bowl game, if he gets an invitation to a bowl game, it's over. He'll have the best recruiting class in like NCAA history. Like seriously, it's that's what'll happen. But anyways,
Yeah.
Coach Brown, sports
Was
section.
he the one that when he was getting drafted, he got the phone call from like I think it was him from like the Giants or something, and he's like, "Well, I won't be that pick." Like I'm paraphrasing, but they like wanted to get him, and he's like, "Well, I'm not gonna go at number,
Oh yeah.
9," and he hung up.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
I
That's
think that
funny.
was him. It was like
That's
it was
funny.
basically like how he said it was like, "Well, I'm gonna be gone before you
Be gone
get
before you.
that pick,
Yeah,
or
well,
that pick comes." I
that
think that
sounds
was
like
him.
him. That sounds like him. I asked your uncle today. I said, "What are your thoughts on because they do keep bringing up two-sport athlete, Super Bowl champion, blah blah blah." Like I said, "What are your thoughts on the fact that Bo Jackson did it And he said, "Well, Bo was better." I was like, I know, right? I was like, and it's just crazy, but his career was cut short. But Bo did it first. Bo did it better. You know, Dion wasn't. I don't think he was. I don't know. I could be mistaken, but I don't think he was an all star at baseball. But
That was Bo
but
Jackson.
Bo was, yeah. And
Wow.
Bo, yeah, if you look at Bo's, I told you we talked about Bo before, but I don't think we ever talked about him on here because we just started our sports section. But if you watch,
We're very
if you,
amateurs,
yeah, when it comes to
amateurs
sports,
on sports.
but I'll tell you right now, if I call Dave right now and say, Dave, moment of silence for Bo Jackson, he'll just not talk. He'll give me a moment of silence if I call him right now for Bo Jackson, like for real, because the thing about Bo Jackson was he was so big. He was such a
Hmm.
phenomenon, and his stats, especially for football, his stats are an inaccurate um view of what he did because he only played a partial season. So you'll look at his yards like, well, those are decent numbers, but you're like, yeah, but he played 6 games. Like, and you're like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like, or
Hmm.
he didn't start playing until October. And you're like, oh, and you look at his average, you're like, oh, he averaged like some absurd amount of yards per carry. It was like, yeah, he was. So if he'd actually played full seasons, just a football, it would have been stupid. You know what I mean? I mean, the man basically ended his own career because he popped his own hip back into place. And the doctor said, no, you
Yeah,
did. And the doctor said, no, you didn't. And he was like, yeah, it popped out and I popped it back in. He's like, you can't. And they thought he was
that just
lying.
sounds painful thinking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. So if you ever get bored, people watch the 30 for 30 on ESPN called Bo Knows. It's like, you know, and then when you realize they're talking about a real person, it's like, geez, this guy, because Dion tells a story about trying to tackle Bo Jackson, and he's like, yeah, he's like, because he said he came across the field at Bo. He's like, because I could fly, because Dion was like the fastest 40 time ever in NFL
Hmm.
history, and he tries to take Bo, and Bo just shook him like just like it was just like humbling, you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Hmm.
get out of here, kid. But yeah, Bo was the truth. But I still like Dion. I still like him. Prime time. I saw a sign on game day today where it said Neon Dion, and I laughed. I'm like, because he doesn't like that, and he never has. He prefers prime time. That's what he prefers. But people would say like neon because it rhymes.
Yeah,
So yeah. Anyways, that's sports, folks.
that's all I have for sports. Tune in
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
See
Tune in next week. See
how
how
my
our
fantasy
how
team
your
goes.
fantasies doing. How the Steelers do. What Monday night against the
Yeah.
Browns.
Hmm.
Yeah. We shall see. We shall see.
You wanted to talk about Drew Barrymore for some reason.
Oh, I didn't research it as much as I should have, but I just saw that she started recording her show again,
Yeah.
which basically like
And you
base
texted me, I was like, she has a show.
yeah, she
I
has a
didn't even
talk
know.
show. She has a daytime talk show, and
Daytime.
she started it back up, and they're picketing outside of her show where her show records now. And she's saying that there are no writers in the involved with the show. She said
I just
she
rolled my eyes if
yeah,
you
yeah, if you
can't see
couldn't hear
me.
him, he rolled
Yeah.
his eyes. She said she started her show back up because the staff was struggling financially, and she said she stands by her decision. So we'll see, and we'll see if she even
Okay.
gets any fucking guests. Like,
Okay. I understand, with the staff thing, it'd be different if she was paying, the staff out of pocket and stuff. Because I think Jimmy Kimmel, one of the late night shows are doing that. Like
oh
they
really?
still have the show on, yeah, but they're paying their writers out of their own pocket
Hmm.
so they can work.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's
and I doubt she doesn't have writers. I really don't believe that. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't. She is saying there is a teleprompter that she is reading, and someone is writing that.
Yes, you're right. So you think, holy shit, bud, newsflash. Superman #1 just sold for $1,620,000. But
Oh,
that's down from the 2,600,000 that is sold for in 2021. Ouch. And I just found out that that was the first newsstand comic dedicated to one character. I didn't know that. But anyways, it just popped up, and I wanted to say it before I forgot. So sorry, sorry.
I honestly, I don't want to say I didn't know that, but I think I did.
Oh,
The
you
the
did
the
Superman
Superman was, yeah, because I did like a whole golden, a weird topic. I picked like golden
for
for like
what?
this paper, this
Did
college
you
paper.
really?
Yeah.
You never told me that.
It was a joke, but it was interesting.
Yeah, huh?
Just like, yeah, they
Yeah,
were made for kids, golden age.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
Oh
made for
yeah.
kids.
Oh yeah. I was talking to your mom about comic books last night. She's actually been. I think she's just like entertaining me because she's been like talking to me about comic book collecting lately. Like when I'm watching my videos and I get on my little rants about comic book collecting and
Hmm.
speculation, she's like, "Really? Oh," and I'm like, "Are you serious right now? Like,
Interesting.
are you
Yeah.
seriously like listening to me? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel." But so anyways, back to Drew Barrymore, and yeah, she I don't know. Look, we just went through some stuff at work with a contract and a potential like there was the word strike going around, and
Hmm.
your mom was like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And I said, "What do you mean? What am I gonna do?" I was like, "This strike, I strike." I said, I'm not with that, like crossing the picket line stuff. And I'm not. And people out there, you can think what you want, but you like you're having your 40-day work week and your weekends off and your paid holidays. Yeah, thank your union. So it's thank your union.
Way back
Yeah.
when.
And that's the truth. It's not like I'm making it up. It's the truth. So overtime, thank your union. So overtime
Basic,
pay. So overtime pay, thank your union.
basically
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
that
So
gives you a life while
yeah, that
having a
gives you a
job.
quality of life while you can work. Yeah, because you should just work, okay? And they would just look at you like, if you don't come to work, we'll get someone to take your place.
Yeah.
You know. So union is what gave the workers an actual it empowered the worker, it gave you a voice. So people can say like Aunt Judy said to me, "What? Brandis is on strike." She's like, "They make enough money," and I said, "Aunt Judy, not everybody's Matthew McConaughey. There are actors who just like get by on like maybe something they did 20 years ago, getting residual checks, or
Hmm.
there are people who just make just enough money doing whatever all year. They've paid for their health insurance. They have to make what $26,000 a year to keep their benefits. I
Hmm.
was like, these people are not millionaires. They're lower middle class people. It's just a job for them. It's not like they're not all glamorous. I was like,
Hmm.
that's what this is about. This isn't about Matthew McConaughey can go out and get health insurance if he wants. He can just pay for it. I was like, but the regular people need what the union provides for them. And that's the whole
Yeah.
thing. They just said, I just heard that Warner Brothers lost $300 million so far because of this strike. And if they would have just settled, it would have they only cost them $43 million. Like the studios, I think all of them would have cost $43 million,
Hmm.
and Warner Brothers alone has lost 300 million since the strike started. So it's just like you're just this is it's just greed. Is what it boils down
It
to.
is because they're
You're
thinking about what they can make,
what they can make. Yeah, yeah,
20 years from now,
yeah,
with,
yeah,
from now to
yeah,
20 years. And
yeah. And they will have to fight this exact fight. I think from now until the end
hmm.
because this is going to come up every time because it's such a I mean it's just like printing money. Like the
Hmm.
AI stuff, things like the streaming stuff, like it's gonna be a battle. And it's never gonna stop. But you can't ever give them an inch. I've watched
It's gonna
places,
implode. It's gonna
yeah,
implode.
yeah. Their own greed's gonna kill them.
Hmm.
Like I've watched places where like unions like had free where employees had free health insurance, right? And year in year out negotiations every few years, negotiation and negotiate a new contract, and that insurance thing is a big deal. And then they gave an inch, and when I say they gave an inch, they gave an inch. It went from like zero to like, oh, it's going to be like $10 a pay. And people were like, okay, because we're going to give you this much of a raise. Okay. And then you know what that did? It opened it up. It opened it up. That once they got their foot in, they went from $10 to $50 to $270. I was working at the college when it went from free health insurance to literally for a family. This was in like 99 for a family. It
Hmm.
was like $120 a pay. People lost their mind. They were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" They were like, "What are you talking about?" So, yeah, it's this stuff is real, like for regular people. So, anyways, sorry.
No, I agree. No,
Yeah. So,
I completely agree with
yeah.
that. Actually, I'll segue this. I had a request for a question from a fan. Um,
What?
yeah,
Was it Simony Cricket?
it was not.
What?
Because I'm actually gonna answer this one.
Okay. Okay. See,
Um,
Sim. Sorry, Sim. We got to answer this one, so we can't. We probably won't get to you this
yeah,
week.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Sorry. Yeah,
yeah.
next episode. It
Yeah.
was it was Aunt Sarah and Uncle Larry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they asked, I guess just to hear our opinions on with we're talking about actors getting paid and stuff, but with
Hmm.
stunt doubles and why they make so little compared to the actors that they're doubling for. And like what are your thoughts? Like, should they get paid more? Do you think they're not paid
Well,
enough?
I don't know. So this is a very interesting question because my friend Josh, his dad's a stunt coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Josh, everybody, his dad was the stunt double for the Predator. And so if you remember that movie,
OG, yeah.
yeah, his dad was the Predator basically. And how he got the job is a crazy story. I'm not going to tell it all right now, but he went from being a stuntman to he's now a stunt coordinator in Hollywood. And I don't know what he makes, but I know he makes a good living.
But he's also
So,
the coordinator. He's the
but he's
guy
also,
in
yeah,
charge.
he's a guy in
Yeah.
charge. But I mean, Josh did explain to me like one of his stunts and how like their contract was structured. Like they get paid based on like the degree of danger that their stunt is and how many times they have to do it. So because you figure taking a risk is one thing, taking the same risk over and over again, your chances of getting hurt increase exponentially each time. So
Hmm.
there's a scene he said in Predator 2 where I think he's on fire or something. He jumps through this glass. He jumps through this glass, and apparently he had to do this thing like 17 times. So his check on that was like big. Like it wasn't like 10 grand, it was like big. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Just for this one stunt. But it's because he had to keep doing it. And every time he did it, they're structured like, okay, first time's 500, next time's 1,000, next time's 2,000. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was some crazy thing. But so I don't really know though, like actually like what stunt doubles make, but I feel like there's a lot of risk at what they do, but on the same note, they're not the faces. You know what I mean? They're the people that enhance the faces. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Like Tom Cruise doing his damn thing. God bless him. They could probably hire a stunt double and do it for cheaper because who knows how much they have to insure Tom
I'm
Cruise
sure
for.
for him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't really know how they're compensated. Like Josh, briefly worked on set with his dad and he just didn't like it. So he never said anything about the actual pay. He
Hmm.
just he just said it just wasn't for him. He said it was boring actually. Like he said it was just boring. They stood around a whole lot and waited. So he just was like, yeah,
Yeah.
get out. I gotta get out of here.
That's why I
But
don't like sets. I do
yeah,
not like.
but that was when you told me
Yeah.
that's what you realized that you'd rather do post than actual like be on set. I was like, wow, that's pretty wild, you know. But I get it. I'd just be asleep. You know that. I'd be knocked out. I'd get fired. They'd be like, "You were sleeping."
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, "Man, what do you mean do? We're not doing anything. So why can't I sleep?" That's always been my
Mm-hmm.
argument. But yeah, stunt doubles. They just. I mean, but who knows? I don't know. I see. Are they in negotiations right now too? Is that what's
No,
going on?
no,
She just
no.
asked.
Yeah, like they're just talking like themselves about stunt doubles and
Because you've never heard
stuff.
really anything about like what they go through because they're definitely necessary.
Oh
You
yeah,
you know
because
what I mean? I mean they
any
because
any simple action, they're gonna
yeah
get a stunt double.
yeah
I'm
and they
not
could
I'm not just talking, jumping off a bridge. Something as simple as punch thrown,
yeah
cut. He's gonna
yeah
get a stunt double, most
that's so
likely.
wow yeah. So we imagine that pays.
I don't
I
know.
mean they probably get
I don't know how it works, but
they have to get show money. I feel like they're compensated pretty well, but then we're also talking about.
mm,
I feel like we're talking about Hollywood money. So if they're like, we're gonna give
yeah,
you 500 bucks for a day rate. You're like, well, what the fuck's that? Because it's
yeah.
California, you know.
Hmm.
I got 500
And you
bucks
have
to
to think about, okay, yeah, I'm getting that for the day. I might not get another thing
another thing for how long?
for, you
Yeah,
know, two
true.
weeks, a month. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not consistent.
I told you about the time Asmund called me to be in an ad. Like I've
Okay.
talked. All right, so it was when I was doing the primal blueprint, so I leaned out pretty nice. You know, I was a little smaller.
Okay.
This is key because I had to put on a football uniform, but and I looked pretty fucking good. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. So he calls me, and they're looking for like bigger guys to play football players for this advertisement because his one friend, that's what he does, is marketing. So he's
Mm-hmm.
like, it's $500, and I was like, it's $500 to do what? He's like, to show up, put on this uniform, and like take some pictures like you're playing football. I was there for 2 hours. They fed me like it was a catered lunch, and they had all the snacks and all the juice and all that stuff while we were like recording, and they gave me $500. And I was like, this is crazy. Like this is
You
how this
never told
business
me
works.
that.
I never
Yeah.
told you that. I
No.
probably still have the picture of me in the uniform somewhere. Yeah, I did it. It was when I was still working at no, I had the shop. It's when I still had the shop.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I went for it was literally like I was only there for a couple hours. It was right in Pittsburgh, and I was in a Rochester Rams uniform. It was a high school kid's uniform, bud. Yeah, and I fit that bitch. So so yeah. But yeah, so it was just so I couldn't imagine that's Pittsburgh
Mm-hmm.
for not even a day's work, taking some pictures like I was playing football. Like I was in the ad, like I'm like blocking and they like have me. It's like shot like over the other guy's shoulder and they kept saying look mean. And then they had to tell me not to do it like real. And I was like, I thought I was like acting, I thought I was acting. But that's the thing, like I don't know. I think it looked more physical than I was being because I didn't feel like I was being like super physical with the guy, but I guess I was. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah,
Yeah, but that's actually pretty generous because I heard models don't make that much.
yeah. But I got $500.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Yeah, that is nice. Um,
Yeah,
that's also not your career, so
that's true. That's true. He never called me again. So if I was my career, then that means I
you'd be
made
like,
five hundred
oh
bucks. I
man.
made $500 that year.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, you got another gig for you,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but yeah, going back on the stunt double things, I think it's because you're paying for the actor's likeness,
yeah,
with marketing and stuff too.
yeah,
Like they're the face of it.
yeah. They're the face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're the face of it.
they're the face.
So uh, they just get paid more. I really don't know the ins and outs.
So yeah, imagine if you were like a stunt double on a small action film. So now you're in this B-rate action movie, but you still need stunt doubles.
Hmm.
But it's just like the budget on this movie is what, and it's like a bunch of
Yeah, so it's
no-name
even
people. Yeah, so now it's
less.
like you may be making more than the actors, but I doubt it. You know what I mean? So it's like
No.
you're the stunt double. So
Yeah. It probably
yeah,
also goes back to like the roots, the beginning of like
yes,
Hollywood and just being
yeah,
disposable.
yeah. I mean, Babylon, baby, Babylon.
Babylon.
Yeah.
I will say one thing, like you ever watch Stagecoach, Stagecoach, the old John Wayne movie?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Never watched it, but I know what you're talking
Uh,
about.
yeah, there's like this crazy chase scene because they're on a carriage, they're on a stagecoach. That's like the
Yeah,
premise, getting from point A to point B. There's
yeah,
like this crazy chase scene, and I think like a cowboy goes under these horses, some
yeah,
craziness.
yeah,
And I remember watching that, and I was like, that guy got messed up.
yeah. Like, there's no way around it.
He got
Yeah,
like under like
yeah,
multiple horses. I was like, I
yeah,
don't know how they did that safely
yeah. He got
in
balled up.
1939.
Yeah, they were like, "You'll be all right."
Yeah.
Hey, you tough or not? You tough? You said you was tough.
Gave him a
He's
shot of
like,
whiskey
"Yeah, I can do
right
it."
before it.
Smacked him in the face. Yeah,
Oh, definitely.
I mean, craziness. I remember being and watching like some behind the scenes thing, and they were showing it was a John Wayne movie. I think it was some old western or maybe like Genghis
Hmm.
Khan because he played Genghis Khan, which is
Yeah,
just
yeah.
crazy.
We talked about that
Yeah, so
before.
so absurd. But they showed that thing where like horses would trip. And they use
Hmm.
tripwires for that. And it would like it would like
Yeah, they mess up the
it
horses.
would maim the horses and like
Hmm.
hurt the actors and I was just like, what? Like, but then it's like that whole thing again. Like you're afraid of losing your job,
So you just do it.
so you just do it. And it's
That's
like
one
you
I don't really like watching
make
old.
sure you front roll you so you don't break your neck.
I
Like,
do not like watching. I mean, I like it, but when I see big action set pieces for older movies, like it makes me cringe because I'm like, oh, that's real. Like, I don't know. I think it's a myth, but with Ben-Hur and the
yeah,
carriage scene, I think that's a myth. But when you're watching it, I'm like, oh my God. Like,
mm, that looks dangerous as hell.
because it
Like,
was all real.
yeah, that shit looked dangerous as hell. Charlton Heston was a bad motherfucker. I think that's why he was so grumpy in his old age. He's like, you know what shit I did?
Yeah.
He's like, they had me on a chariot for real. Like for
For
real, you
real.
understand? Like
Like
you're gonna tell me I can't have guns? What's wrong with you? So Charlton Heston.
the last thing I had was the Aquaman trailer.
Yes, yes. Thoughts?
My thoughts. My first thought was, as I'm not surprised, no Amber Heard in the
Wrong.
trailer.
Wrong. There's one
She was
clip
in the
of her.
trailer?
There's one clip of her punching on these windows when he's talking about the seven
Oh,
nations will join you, the seven kingdoms will join you. She's punching
yeah.
on glass, but it was just that because I was thinking the same thing as the trailer went on, like no
Mm-hmm.
Amber Heard, and then there's a scene of her punching like a window. Yep,
Interesting. I'm surprised
rewatch.
they even showed that
I mean, well, he
to be in
has
the
it.
movie.
I mean,
He's a
he
kid.
has a kid. Yeah, so you got to
I'm
be
like,
like,
I'm like,
I'm a
man, they went
father
in
now.
that direction.
I mean, Arthur Jr. is a big part of Aquaman's story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's not like something just for the movie. That's actually a big part of
Uh,
Aquaman.
okay. Surprised they didn't recast either. But regardless, I was just surprised. I like as soon as they showed a kid, I was like, okay, she's gonna be a big part.
I
Like there's
mean,
no other way around it unless
I
they
was
kill her.
I was surprised to see Boba Fett just still there as his daddy. I was like,
He
look at
was in the
Boba.
Flash.
I was like, look at Boba. Just like, was he in the Flash?
Yeah, he had that short scene on the phone.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mm,
this guy like just has the strangest fucking career.
he
Just
does.
I'm like, you
He
were
really
Django
does.
Fett, you were Boba Fett, you're Aquaman's dad, and no one knows your actual name. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're just like this guy that keeps popping up as
Mm-hmm.
tertiary characters. It's like, okay, there's that guy again, you
Yeah.
know? So yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I thought the movie just looked okay.
Well,
It gave very comic. I know it's a comic book movie, but I was like,
yeah.
this is very comic booky, just like what's going on and stuff.
Well, my thing was just, well, it looks just like the last one. And then they showed the director. I'm like, because it's got the same director as last time.
Hmm.
I'm like, this is like all the reasons why I couldn't make it through the first Aquaman. I was like, maybe I'll try to watch it again. Just because it's like I want to see how it goes because this is it for the DCEU. This is it. Before the reboot starts, this is the last hurrah. And Aquaman was a hit, when it first came out. I mean, like when they showed Nicole Kidman, I was like, oh yeah, she
I was
was in
like,
that.
I
I was like, she
forgot
was in
to.
that.
Yeah,
Like, I was just like, okay. I
such
was
a
like, but
strange movie.
such a yeah, because I'm like, what they chose to do to make it look like water. I'm like, did you just watch Avatar too? Did you just watch
Mm.
it? Like, some advances have been made. You could have tried some new things, but
Hmm.
you're just gonna do what you did last time. Okay, whatever, whatever.
Hmm.
but
Yeah, that
but
stuff still looks bad. Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I'm not gonna talk shit on Jason Momoa or Aquaman. I'll actually go see it. I ain't gonna
I think
lie.
it still looks fun. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's a popcorn movie.
I do wanna watch the first one. It's just finding the time of my day when I want to give up 2 hours to watch it.
Yeah.
Like,
There is a really one scene I do like in the first one is that fighting scene in the house. That's well put together.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I know
that's
what you're talking about.
probably the highlight of that movie.
Yeah, and the thing
Um,
is, I'm actually an Aquaman fan. So like he's one of my
mm,
favorite characters, believe it or not. So when he's done well, he's done fucking well.
mhm.
So
Black Manta looks good in this
yeah,
again.
they changed his costume back to the more of the OG one with the two
Uh,
lenses instead of just one big lens.
oh, was
Yeah.
it like that in the first one?
I'm pretty sure the first one was one big lens.
I didn't know
Or I
that.
think, yeah. Black
Yeah, his
Mana's
costume looks he looks good.
yeah, I like that guy. I like him.
Mm,
But so we'll see. We'll see.
he'll be okay. But I don't think that's I mean, it's September. We're getting the first ever look at it. It's coming out in December.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they really care about it.
How about the heat on Jason Momoa has cooled off so much?
Heat
He
from
was
what?
he used to have heat on him, man.
Oh, you mean
Like
like
like his rabbit fit.
popularity?
Yeah, yeah, the
Yeah,
popularity.
yeah.
Like, and now he's just not like what it was funny
Mm-hmm.
because not like he did anything. He's just like,
They go through
mm,
trends.
if he cut
Like
his
it happens
hair,
with everyone.
this is true. This is true.
The trend is over.
True indeed. True indeed. So yeah, Aquaman. I don't think I watched any other trailers this week.
That was
Worth
about it.
worth noting. You know what's blowing up on Netflix still right now? One Piece.
Oh
Your
yeah.
mother asked me about One Piece, the show. So there's this show that everybody's watching, and I was like, I forget how she described it, and I was like, One Piece? Yeah, I said the cartoon I'm watching is that's what the show's based on. Oh, oh, I was just like, oh my god,
She
the
is
show
such
that
a
you,
mom
I was like, the
now.
show that you said hell no to watching, like, like that's the show that the show is based on. Like, oh my
he
gosh, it was.
he says such mom things now.
Oh,
Like
she's
oh
so
like
funny.
my
Oh,
mom.
oh man, she kills me. But she's been watching a little bit of with me. I guess I'll give you my One Piece update. So, people, my One Piece watch. I am on episode 22. So I am a little behind schedule, but I'll probably catch up here soon. But I'm still on pace to finish in a year. And surprise, surprise. I have two surprises. I don't know which one's the bigger surprise. Anthony, the number One Piece fan, decided to start a rewatch with me because he's like, I don't want you to go at it alone. But in true Anthony fashion, he's already passed me up. So I'm like, Anthony, you said you're going to watch it with me. And he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm binging. He just like couldn't help it. He just
That's
like can't
funny.
help it. It's so funny. He literally texted me today and said, I'm binging. I was just like, oh my God, bro.
Hmm.
Like just do a human level pace. Like three
That's
episodes a day.
funny.
All you have to
Yeah.
do. I'm like, and then people, guess who? Guess who, bro, buddy? Guess who? All who else? Because of us, started watching One Piece. Sent me a picture of episode one. My man Marshall decided to start watching
Oh,
One Piece.
that's what's up.
Yeah, and he was like, "Is this
You
going to
didn't
be
listen
pain?"
to my warning.
He said,
It's
"No," but
annoying.
between you and your sister, you just have said things to Marshall. I think that scarred him for life. So he doesn't listen to anything you say. He doesn't listen to anything you say. So he started it, and he said, "Is this going to be painful?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah, it's going to be painful at first." Because I'll give you my quick critique of One Piece. The animation is still an issue for me. It's from 1999. It was subpar for 1999. That's all straight up.
Hmm.
Um, I can see what they're doing with the story. I like the way they're introducing characters and building it up, you know, but the animation is tough. It's not my style to begin with, which you know.
The designs
Yeah, it's not
aren't your
how.
style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like I like how Luffy looks. I like how all the main characters look, but anybody else, I mean, I've seen this. There was one drawing that was so bad. I paused it, rewound it, showed it to your mother. Was like, look at that. I was like, look at that. I was like, what was the artist even thinking? Like drawing that like that. It was so horrible. But I know the art eventually gets better and the story is still holding me in, like it's keeping me engaged with what they're doing. So I am enjoying it, but my big issue always has been the art with that show. So I'm trying to look past that and
Hmm.
enjoy the adventures of Monkey D. Luffy and yeah, his crew, the Straw Hat Pirates. So yeah, so
Cool.
that's my One Piece update.
Are you caught up with Ahsoka?
Yes, I am. Or you?
I am. Episode 5 just dropped.
Thoughts?
Um, I am so glad to see more of Hayden Christensen. And
Yeah,
I think he did a
that's nice.
swell job.
A swell job. Look at you.
I really do. I think like it's just I mean he was in Obi-Wan last year.
Yeah.
Um, but playing Revenge of the Sith Anakin and he had a good chunk in
Yeah.
this last episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at 2005
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think he did good. I mean, it's
Yeah.
always nice seeing him.
It makes you feel good, right?
Yeah.
Did you see the clips of when he was at the like Star Wars thing and the fans went crazy when they saw him and
Yeah.
he like got emotional. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, because he dealt with a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, imagine being hated.
Hated it, and now you're loved because people found out what true hate was. It's kind of like when we used to hate George W. Bush and then we got Trump and we were like, oh, this is hate. Anyways,
I don't know how you could ever hate Push. I mean,
oh, W was something
I
at the
love.
time. At the time, in my early 20s, me and my knucklehead friends, oh, we used to go on and on about W
Yeah, I
with very little life,
so many memes.
very little perspective, but we used to go on and on. But so what were your thoughts on the episode? Because I can give you
Um,
mine.
I, what are my thoughts? I think the cinematography was beautiful in this one.
Wow.
I
Okay.
really do. Like the one thing that stood out in my mind is when Ahsoka first went into the flashback stuff,
Mm,
and she was in the war
mm,
zone. It was all foggy or
mm,
misty and whatever, and then you just see the light. You see the stormtroopers running
mm-hmm.
past her. I think that just looked cool. But a lot of this stuff, I think, just looked really pretty this episode. Um, it was definitely a slower pace episode, in my opinion.
Yeah, I felt like at one point she was like standing there and I thought, God, I really wish this episode was animated. Like
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was watching an animated episode, but with people. Does that make sense? Like
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I don't know how to describe it, but I was like this episode really felt like it was supposed to be an episode of the animated series to me. And then when I saw Filoni directed it, I said, "Oh, yeah, that must be why." Because it's just like I just really felt. I don't know. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not sure how this all ends.
Me
You
neither.
know, but
I
I but
honestly, I'm fearful that it's like the last scene is when we're gonna see Thrawn, and it'll be like, boom, season two.
oh God, don't say that.
I really think
We don't have
that's
enough
what
time for
it's
that.
going to do because we have 3 episodes left.
Yeah.
So
So they're gonna
either
get
way, we're gonna get Thrawn pretty late.
because they're not gonna get Ezra and Thrawn and come back in 3 episodes. They're not gonna do
Mm-mm,
it.
mm-mm.
We're gonna
So
get we're gonna get Ezra like the last episode. We'll
yeah,
probably get Thrawn like the second to the last episode.
hmm
Yeah.
but nothing to do real damage, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny for those of you people who are casual Star Wars fans and you want to watch more Star Wars. Go back and watch the prequels and then watch the animated Clone Wars series and Rebels.
You just gave them
A lot to
like
watch.
200 hours
So
of stuff
what?
to
What
watch.
else are they doing? COVID's
I
about.
haven't even done
Hey,
that.
COVID's they have the whole like what to watch playlist for the Clone Wars, so you can do that, and then just I don't know because it's like Star Wars is doing good things in certain places and bad things in other places, but if like Ahsoka, I think Ahsoka's good. I think it's good. I don't think
It's
it's
good.
great. I don't think it's
Hmm
great, but it's good.
It's good.
It's weird because I'm so happy with the casting of Rosario Dawson, but I'm also just like kind of like this is like grown up Ahsoka, which isn't very like exciting to me. Like
hmm
it's you know what I mean? Like it's like yeah,
I agree.
this is how she would be, and it's just very reserved and very
hmm
thoughtful and very like it's not Snips. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
I completely agree.
you get what I'm saying? Like I get it. I get the choices that they're making for Ahsoka, but the Ahsoka from the show was always a child. She was a teenager. So
hmm
we never got to see her become this wizened adult, that Rosario Dawson's playing.
hmm
So yeah.
I
But
speaking of casting, the teenage Ahsoka in this past episode, she
yeah,
was
she
just in Barbie.
really.
She was like the main girl, and she was Kid Gamora in Infinity War. She has quite the resume.
Wow. Wow, she was. It was the nose. It was the
hmm
nose. That was her. Wow. Wow, isn't that crazy?
hmm
So she's about to blow up. You know how that
Yeah,
goes.
she's gonna be in another.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll be looking there. She is, and then we'll know her name. By next episode, we'll know her
hmm
name. We'll find out she's been cast a star in something.
hmm
That's what happens. They're like, out there on the periphery for so long, and then one day they become somebody. But yeah, Ahsoka, I'm enjoying it. Um, Reservation Dogs had a new
Oh, here
episode.
we go.
Hey, 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 and they did that thing they fucking do. Nobody watches this show. Watch Reservation Dogs. They started off over here on the left. By the time the show was over, they were on the right, and I was crying. I'm telling you, but it starts off like it can do that. It can have you laughing and chuckling, and then like the next thing you know, you're like, oh fuck, I'm crying right now. Like,
Hmm.
what did they just do to me? Like, I'm so entrenched in that show now that when they showed the cast, there was a scene where it was the whole cast just standing there about to do some dumb shit because they always do dumb shit. And I just started laughing. And all they were doing was standing there because they were standing there. And the way they were standing there, I was like, that's how it be. That's how it is 5 minutes before you get into some shenanigans where you're just standing there like, well, guess we're about to do this. Like, and I was just started laughing. It was like, here they go. Reservation dogs. And next thing you know, I was crying. I was crying because that show, it's like, I mean, I don't know how I mean, the people who make the show, some of the people, most of the people who make the show are native. The whole cast is actually native. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So they try to be authentic for as far as I know. And they just like do things like when they talk about the elders, which is like the older people, like I'd be considered like an elder, you know what I mean? And the role the elders play in the community. It's not some like dances with wolves bullshit. It's like some real life type shit where like, like the elders are here and they have things to teach us and we don't listen. You know what I mean? And it's like and the one girl decides to like learn something from one of the elders.
All right, don't spoil
I
anything because
won't,
I'm
I
gonna
won't,
watch it
but
eventually.
it's just like and they hit you with stuff. Like it's just I mean, they talk to spirits and stuff, but it's like comical how they do it. Like the spirit just shows up and it's like they're always
Hmm.
around, but you'll be like in the toilet and the spirit will be like, what up though? It's just like, oh, you're always here. But anyways, I don't know. It's worth watching. It is. It is. It is. I'm enjoying it. And it's actually as far as final seasons go, I may be enjoying it more than the final season of Ted Lasso. I'm not sure
Wow.
though. I have to see how it ends
Wow.
because I really enjoyed the last episode of Ted Lasso, but really was just like wish fulfillment.
Hmm.
Everything about it was just like,
Is it over? Because
yeah, it's
that's
over. It's
the whole
over.
like the series.
There may be a spinoff with the like two
Is that
female
three
characters.
seasons?
Yeah, it was 3 seasons, which I'm starting to think 3 seasons might be the jam. Give
Hmm.
me 3 good tight seasons, and I said this a few episodes ago, and then I'll watch your next show. If you give me 3 good seasons, end it right. I don't care what your next show is. I'll watch it
Hmm.
just because you gave me 3 good seasons. So I know, you know what I'm saying? I'll give
Hmm.
your next show a chance. Even though what were we talking about? From the creators are lost,
Yeah.
and it got us, and we didn't even realize it. We were like, God damn it! I was talking about Watchmen and Damon Lindelof.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
he's the guy.
yeah, he's the guy.
I'll watch anything he
Yeah,
makes, which isn't a
yeah.
lot. He
One
doesn't
of He
have a
doesn't
lot.
do a
What?
lot, but when he
No, he doesn't
does,
do a lot.
on a side note, a movie I was thinking about today
Okay.
for the people out there that missed a good movie, Tomorrowland with George Clooney.
Okay.
Brad Bird directed it.
Yeah.
It's good.
I remember it.
It's good. But it's about a boy that fell in love with a robot. That's the story. And it's good.
Hmm.
Watch it, people. Watch it.
It got mixed reviews.
Well, I don't care. I liked it.
Okay. Okay.
The Sun and Pops review is pretty much the only one that counts nowadays in this new algorithm. I mean,
I know that
we'll make you
only
famous. Yeah.
authentic ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll make you famous. You know? Just, enjoy us while we can, people. Enjoy us while you can. Did you watch Jujutsu Kaisen this week?
I did.
I just need a thumbs up or a thumbs down because I haven't watched it. I'm watching it when we finish.
Thumbs up, but it's setting up stuff.
Okay.
Like I know it's gonna get crazy probably next episode.
But it looked good. That's all I really want to know.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis resigned from the sex trafficking thing
Mm.
that due
Who
due
could
to
have guessed?
due to backlash. They resigned from the positions in the anti-sex trafficking organization they were involved in. And my only thoughts on this were like, so wait, you wrote a letter defending your friend that was convicted of rape, got backlash because of all the involvement you have with anti-sex trafficking. So your answer to that backlash was to stop doing the thing that's actually doing some fucking good, right? You stopped doing the thing that was actually doing some good instead of just saying, you know what, fuck that guy. Or not even
Yeah.
fuck that guy, but it's like, hey, we're sorry. We misread the room. We made a mistake in judgment. Or like we said, this is the person we knew. That's who we were speaking up for, but we're still going to continue to do the work over here because this is actually doing some good.
Hmm.
So now, yeah, people, fuck them. Okay. But does that make any sense? You
Hmm.
resign from an organization that's actually trying to do some good because
Hmm.
people were talking bad about you for a letter that you wrote. So please tell me, how committed were you? How committed were you? Like, what the what?
That is true. Yeah. If you were very passionate, you wouldn't
You get what
stop.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
you resign from something that's trying to actually help people because you did something stupid. Like, come on, man. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Instead of,
I was just like,
he must
oh,
have some dirt on them.
he must. He must. He must have been like, well, Ashton was the one watching the door. That's the story. He was like I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it really just that like really irked me when I saw it. I was like, what? Like, I was like,
That's Hollywood, baby.
that's Hollywood, baby. Let me tell you about the hurricane. And that's all I got.
All right. Sim, we'll get that to that next time.
Yeah, hey, we already answered one question today. I mean,
Yeah, that's
what else you want us to
ooh,
do? I
that's a
mean,
lot.
that's
That's
a
a heavy
lot, man. I
load.
mean, man, So yeah, until that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's son.
And he's Pop. Check us out at Son of Pop's Culture. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all in the bio.
Mercy. Big shit popping, little shit stopping.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, people.